Welcome to the AI Edge for Entrepreneurs, the podcast that believes AI doesn't have to be scary, stiff, or sound like a motivational speaker who's never met you. I'm Megan Coulter, and I help smart, scrappy business owners use custom GPTs to save time, delegate better, and sound like themselves. No bro marketing, no prompt packs, just practical tools with personality. My toxic trait is buying every prompt pack I see and being disappointed every single time. I saw this comment in a Facebook group the other day, and I felt it in my soul because she's not wrong. And the more I see people buying into these so-called master prompt packs and wondering why nothing's clicking, the more I want to shout it from the rooftops. Prompt packs are not the shortcut you think they are. They're part of the problem. So let's start with the core issue that nobody talks about. Prompt packs give everybody the same language and then tell you to use it to stand out. If 1,000 people buy the same prompt pack and use the same templates to try and differentiate, the math just doesn't math. You're going to sound like everybody else. And that is not your fault. That is baked into this system. Even those fun AI trends that you see online, like turn my dog into a human, or what would I look like as an action figure, they go viral super fast, and they get tired just as fast. But at least those are supposed to be fun. With prompt packs, you've got people using the exact same language to try and sell, to try and connect, to try and build trust. And that is a complete recipe for disaster, because sameness might be fine for a meme, if a little boring. But it is the last thing that you want when you're writing copy that is supposed to make your people feel seen and understood. And instead of helping you out, these prompt packs are flattening your voice. They are making your brand sound beige, forgettable, like everybody else's. Plus, they've got a little issue with functionality. I had a client tell me recently that she bought a prompt pack and she was really excited to try it out. It had a clean design and a polished sales page, and of course, it promised to save her hours of time. And I'm not kidding you that the very first prompt she tried, ChatGPT responded, "I'm unable to complete that task." Which is absolutely infuriating, because that just screams to me that nobody even tested these prompts. And honestly, I can almost guarantee that's true. At least 90% of the people who are out there selling prompt packs are doing the same exact thing. They are opening up ChatGPT and typing something like, "Give me 500 prompts that every insert occupation or niche needs," copying, pasting those results into a Canva template, slapping a $17 price tag on it, and then swearing up and down that it is the only thing standing between you and the easy business of your dreams. And the worst part of all of this is that when it doesn't work, which it inevitably will not work, when it's clunky, when it's unhelpful, or when it's totally unusable, you are not going to blame the prompt pack or the PDF. You're going to blame yourself. You're going to start thinking, maybe I'm not strategic enough, or maybe I'm just not doing it right, or maybe I'm just bad at this. And it's not that at all. You are not bad at AI. Those tools just aren't actually made for you. And then another issue that I have with these prompt packs or those master prompts that you see floating around online that tell you to screenshot this and use it later, there's a problem with those too. And it's not just that it's generic or broken, it's that those are way too much. They don't give you like a focused little question, like describe your brand in 3 adjectives. They give you this massive Franken-prompt and then promise that it will solve all of your AI problems. But the prompt is something like, please write me a caption that speaks to, insert your ideal client's deepest emotional struggle, using, insert your brand signature tone of voice, and make sure that you incorporate, insert a core value of your offer and brand, and make sure that you use, insert social proof, And make sure that there's a clear call to action, like insert the call to action. And then, oh yeah, also insert your brand adjectives, insert your transformation statement, insert your key differentiator. Like all in one prompt. One. And every single one of those blanks where it wants you to insert XYZ. Those are high stakes brand decisions that you're being asked to fill in as if it's a little nothing, just boop, pop it in. And I guess that's fine if you have already worked with a professional to help you clarify your brand voice and your messaging and your unique positioning and your offer transformation and every last nuanced detail of your ideal client. But most people have not done that. And that's not a failure. That is totally fine. But when you're faced with a prompt like that, it's likely not leaving you feeling empowered. It's more likely leaving you feeling like you're behind. Like, oh, everyone else can use this prompt. Everyone else just knows these answers, but I don't. So I'm clearly not ready yet. And then that starts a whole spiral. But these prompts aren't helping you get clear. They're just kind of holding up a mirror to the stuff that you haven't figured out yet. And then making you feel bad that you haven't figured it out and making you feel like you should have already done those things. And that's completely backwards. Tools aren't supposed to make you feel like that. Tools are supposed to meet you where you are. A good tool should not expect you to show up as a fully formed brand with a positioning deck and perfect messaging already baked in. So, if these prompt packs or master prompts don't help you get the most out of AI, what actually does? I'm going to say a custom GPT. And wait, if you have never heard of one, if you have no idea what it even means or what I'm talking about, take a deep breath. Welcome. You are in excellent company. But here is what it is. A custom GPT is a version of ChatGPT that is trained to do one specific thing really, really well. Whether that's helping you clarify your offer or writing in your own voice or organizing your messy brain dumps into something coherent. And what makes it so different from a prompt pack or any kind of downloadable PDF is that it is conversational. You don't need to come in and fill in 18 blanks or figure out your brand adjectives before you even start. You just talk to it, one question at a time. And it talks back. It responds, it refines, it checks for clarity, and it works with you like a collaborator, not like a vending machine. It helps you co-create your messaging, your positioning, your content, even when you're not totally sure what you're trying to say yet. Honestly, it might be the most helpful piece of tech you've never heard of. Okay, I want to show you an example. Let's walk through a custom GPT that I have created and it lives inside my membership. This is one of the core foundational GPTs that helps you get clear on everything so that you can put it into other custom GPTs to serve various purposes. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like on my screen for a quick walkthrough. If you're listening on audio, don't worry, I'm going to describe what's happening. And if you want to check out the video, you can always come back and check out the video version of this. So I've opened up a custom GPT. It looks just like ChatGPT. The only difference, it has the name of it. It was created by me, and it has a specific explanation of what it does. This one says, clarify your offer so that AI and humans can explain it without rambling. So I'm going to start with the suggested opener, which is let's begin. Now, when this opens, it is going to ask me if I have any other core foundational documents, and that's because this is a GPT that lives inside of my membership. And when you first go in, you fill out a few core foundational GPTs so that you can feed that into any AI so that it gets caught up on your business and everything you do and stand for and how you talk really quickly. So for the sake of this, we're going to say, no, we don't have any of those documents. And then I'm also going to take on a different persona because it's not fun to do this as me. So let's pretend I'm someone else. So I say, I'm starting from scratch. And it says, perfect. Starting from scratch gives us a clean slate to build something really solid. Let's begin with your offer overview. What's the name of your offer? If you don't have a name yet, just describe what it does and we can brainstorm a name together. So let's say that I don't know yet. So I'm going to say, I don't have a name for my offer yet. I'm just starting to really plan it out. I want to create a course for people who feel absolutely overwhelmed or panicky when friends say, why don't I come to you? Be there in an hour? It'll basically be a course on how to be a host with very little notice. I'm thinking maybe naming it something like Host Without the Most. The course isn't about teaching them how to be perfect. It's all quick, real hacks that people with full, busy lives can incorporate. And it says, I love this concept already. Real world hosting for real life chaos. It's super relatable, super needed, and your vibe about not about being perfect is a huge selling point. Let's lock in a working name so we can build momentum. Host Without the Most, your idea, very fun and clear. The pop-in plan, like for pop-in guests, effortless host or the effortless host formula, last-minute hosting school, graceful chaos, hosting on the fly, panic-free hosting. Want to go with Host Without the Most for now as a working title, or do you want to brainstorm a bit more? And I'll just say, yeah, let's use it as the working title for now. Perfect. We'll roll with Host Without the Most as the working title. What type of offer is this? Is it a course, coaching program, membership, digital product, or something else? Feel free to describe it in your own words if you're not sure yet, and we'll shape it together. So I'm just going to say it's a course. Great. So Host Without the Most is a course. Got it. Now let's talk about who it's for. Who is this offer for? Describe your ideal customer in simple terms. Think about their lifestyle, mindset, or what they might be struggling with that makes this course feel like a lifesaver. So I say, I'm thinking it's for people who either have or want a full social life, but it can be overwhelming to fit that into the rest of their lives. Maybe moms, either working or stay at home, spontaneous friend groups, etc. In my head, I'm picturing someone who truly does love entertaining and wants to host, but the idea of throwing something together quickly causes panic. And it says that's super clear and emotionally resonant. Love it. Here's how I'd rephrase it to keep it crisp and compelling. Ideal customer description. This course is for people who love the idea of entertaining, but get overwhelmed when it's time to actually do it, especially with little to no notice. Think busy moms, spontaneous social butterflies, or anyone juggling a full life who wants to say yes to hosting. They crave connection, enjoy having people over, but the logistics send them into a tailspin. That sounds perfect to me. So does this sound good to you? Want to add or tweak anything before we move on? I think that sounds perfect, so that's what I'm going to say. It says, amazing, we're cruising. Next question, what's the biggest problem this offer solves for them? Think about the moment they usually panic. What's really going on? What are they trying to avoid or fix when they could turn to your course? So I said, I think what causes the panic is the feeling that people are going to come see their lived-in home and judge them for it. They fear that judgment, the unspoken criticism, and maybe they feel embarrassed. There's someone who maybe has clutter all over or not much in their fridge or pantry. Just like if they had time, they might go all out. But since they don't have time to prepare, they feel panicked. And it says that's a powerful insight. You're tapping into something so real and vulnerable. It's not just about the logistics of hosting. It's about the fear of being judged for not measuring up to some ideal of what a good host looks like. Here's how I'd sum that up. Core problem this offer solves. It helps people overcome the panic and paralysis that comes from last-minute hosting, especially the fear of judgment over a cluttered home, empty fridge, or lack of prep. These are people who would go all out if they had time, but instead they feel ashamed or frozen when guests are en route. This course gives them tools, shortcuts, and confidence to host with ease, even when nothing feels ready. That feels really good. Okay, I'm going to say that nailed it. So I say, I think that sounds great, and it says back, awesome, this is really shaping up beautifully. Next question, what makes Host Without the Most different from similar options on the market? Is it your approach, your personality, the tone, the type of tips you give, or something else entirely? Why would someone choose your course over, say, a Pinterest board or a traditional entertaining guide? So I'm going to say, well, there's my personality infused in everything, obviously. Plus, in the course structure, they get time to talk with me and others in the course. So there's a sense of community that there's nothing wrong with them for feeling this way or needing the tips. And we can troubleshoot their exact issues in live sessions. Plus, I'm all about practicality. I mean, real talk, these aren't going to be Pinterest-worthy hacks. They're just real-life things. Think like having a wooden platter on hand so that your kids' string cheese and Ritz crackers become a charcuterie board, or grabbing a string of twinkle lights to hide any number of quote-unquote sins, or throwing your clutter into a laundry basket and then shoving that laundry basket into a closed bedroom or something. It's not about perfection at all. It's just quick hacks that will give them a sense of ease. And it says back, yes, this is gold. The tone, the community, the realness, it's such a breath of fresh air compared to the pressure of Pinterest perfection. You're not just teaching hosting, you're offering permission to be imperfect and still connect. Here's how I'd frame that as your differentiator. Host Without the Most stands out because it's built on real-life practicality, not perfection. This isn't about curated charcuterie boards or Instagrammable dinner parties. It's about fast, judgment-free hacks for people with messy homes, full lives, and good hearts. The course includes community and live support, giving students a safe space to troubleshoot their specific hang-ups and realize they're not alone. It's infused with warmth, humor, and deeply human permission to host as they are. I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, I feel good about that. So then it says, amazing, you're on fire. Now we're stepping into the transformation zone. Imagine someone has gone through Host Without the Most and fully embraced what you teach. What does success look like for them? What's different in their life or mindset after finishing the course? So let's see what happens here if I just say I have absolutely no idea. It says back, totally okay. This is actually one of the trickiest but most powerful parts, so let's workshop it together. Here are a few prompts to jog ideas. After your course, your students might say yes to impromptu get-togethers without spiraling into stress, feel proud of creating warm, welcoming spaces regardless of mess or prep level, stop apologizing for their homes or over-explaining what's wrong, feel more confident and connected in their friendships and social life, start seeing hosting as something doable, even joyful, instead of daunting. You're not just teaching tricks, you're helping them shift from shame to confidence. Does that resonate? Would you add or change anything in that picture of success? I'm going to say, I think I want to lean into both the actual tangible changes and the deepest emotional ones. And it says back, yes, 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 that combo is the secret sauce. Let's build a transformation statement that captures both the surface wins and the soul wins. So here is its transformation after the course. By the end of Host Without the Most, students won't just have a go-to plan for what to do when guests are suddenly on their way. They'll have the confidence to actually enjoy those moments. They'll say yes to spontaneous hangs without the panic spiral. Instead of feeling ashamed or scrambling to hide every imperfection, they'll feel proud of creating a warm, welcoming vibe, even if there's clutter in the corner. They'll stop over-apologizing and start seeing their home as a place of connection, not performance. How does that feel? Do you want to emphasize more of the tangible changes, or are we striking the right balance? So I'm going to stop it here. We are not done with the Offer-in-a-Nutshell GPT, but it gives you a good idea of how it's not overwhelming like those monster prompts. It's not asking you to fill out 30 blanks all on your own. So we'll stop doing the GPT there. You get the idea, you get the picture. How it's trained to do one thing. This is going to help us get really clear on our offer, who we're talking to, why it matters, what the transformation is. And you don't have to come in knowing all the answers. And you don't have to come in knowing what to ask it for it to get you there. It's already programmed into it. And anything that you don't know the answer to, it helps you figure out together. It's never a problem to say, I don't know. Because unlike those prompt packs, you're not just leaving out a key piece of information, you're working to figure it out together. You're getting ideas, you're getting thoughts, it's actually really fun to use these, and you don't just have to take my word for it. I actually have some real quotes back from people who have been using these inside the GPT Edge. It's so great and so fun. I already love how simple and interactive it is. What a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant way to utilize ChatGPT. I loved it. And holy SHIT, this is good, like really good. One person even told me that she was curled up in bed on a Friday afternoon playing with it. Not out of stress or pressure, but because it was actually fun to use. Like she was being supported and not tested. Someone else messaged me mid-demo to say, wait, is it weird that I kind of feel understood right now? And that's the energy that we're going for. This is not just about creating content faster. It's not just about creating clearer messaging. It's like using these tools that help you feel more like yourself in business. If you want to try one of these tools for yourself, you can download the Offer-in-a-Nutshell GPT totally free. I've got it linked in the show notes for you. It is designed to help you clarify what you do, who it's for, and what makes it special without the overwhelm. No intense fill in the blanks, no perfectly crafted positioning statement required, just a back and forth conversation that helps you get clearer as you go. And I really hope you do try it out, because when you experience what it feels like to co-create with AI instead of feeling like you're fighting against it, everything starts to shift. And here's what I hope you take away from this episode. You are not behind. You are not bad at AI. And you do not need to become a prompt engineering wizard to create great content with AI. You just need the right kind of support, something that actually meets you where you are, asks good questions, and helps you say what you've been trying to say all along. That's what these tools are meant to be. And I hope that this is the moment when you finally stop trying to squeeze yourself into someone else's template and start creating in a way that actually feels like you. You've got something to say. Let's build the kind of tools that help you say it. That's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next one.